that like button, just like Tyson.
What's that word? What's that word? What's that word, family? We back. We back in action. We applying pressure to all fake media, all fake political leaders, and all black media. They got their white daddy, right? They got their white daddy. They got their white daddy. Yeah, man. Who we got in the building tonight, man? I'm going to start from the top and our way to the bottom. So go ahead, Mr. Don.
Man, Joe, I'm just an average street dude, turned his life around, got a legit job trying to move the way, regular people move. And with that, I say peace and love to the brothers and sisters of the diaspora.
Peace and love to the brothers and sisters, man, of the African diaspora. All right, so we got another guest here, and you can explain who you are, sir, and what do you do?
Crazy Don talking about he just average street dude. And he talking about I'm just average.
Ooh, man, burn them.
I love that.
We want the average dudes to step up to our level.
On the real. On the real.
So I'm like Coach CW. As I say, I often say that I'm a married stepchild. They took.
Hey, wait, hold on. America's stepchild.
Yeah,
Can you explain that a little bit? Elaborate on that a little bit. What you mean by that?
So the stepchild is the one that always get the harshest punishment, get beat down the most, get treated the worst. The stepchild never really feel really accepted. We never get treated fairly. We never get treated right.
Wow, man. When you say it like that, it put things into perspective for a brother like me, man. Charles, I've been stepped on. I've been ran over by a car. I've been hit with a garbage bag. All things dirty had been done to me from America.
Definitely.
So should I feel like I'm a stepchild?
Yeah, we are stepchild. That's my point. That we are America's stepchildren. The slave master children inherit everything, and the stepchildren still fighting for the crumbs, still getting the crumbs off the floor.
Wow, we still getting crumbs off of the floor.
Definitely is.
I got a story of a guy that was treated like a stepchild. Now, he was arrested, and after he was arrested, he was then murdered by police officers, man. By police officers that's supposed to uphold justice. They murdered this man. They killed him in cold blood. Now, let me explain this story a little bit, because I'm talking about Ronald Greene for the guys who don't know. Ronald Greene was a Louisiana man who was killed by Louisiana police officers. Now, this happened back in 2019. The interesting part about this story is that the body cam footage was leaked. Have you ever heard of body cam footage being leaked? And is this a new trend? Is this the start of a new trend? Body cam footage being leaked. Charles Woods.
I don't know about it being a new trend. That's not anything new. God gonna always allow the truth to come to the light. We already know what's in the dark gonna come to the light, no matter how much we seek to hide it. God gonna open that closet up and bring them skeletons out, man, like Halloween decorations.
All right, Charles Woods. Before I get into this story, I want to know what you've been doing this week.
I have a family function coming up. I've been planning for that. My birthday, Father's Day, Family Day. I'm getting my family together in June on Father's Day. Getting ready to travel to California to visit some of my family members. Other than that, that's what I've been on right now since they done lifted some of the restrictions. Just trying to get back to the family and get the family back in tune with each other. That's always been my job before I went to prison. I'm still in that role.
Have you dropped any videos this week?
Oh yeah, this week I did drop a video. I think it was last Thursday. I dropped a video based on transformation and conforming. Some of us just conform and some of us transform. And so that's what the video was based about. Pursuing new avenues, pursuing new routines, just taking a chance, man, with doing better in life. Like 1K views now.
Oh, wow, man, that sounds great. You know what I'll do for 1,000 views right now? Nah, nothing that Charlemagne the God would do. But
Oh,
at the same time,
God.
I'm not Charlemagne. I am a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a man. I'm a he-man. Now,
You see his name called Charlemagne the God. You know, you put on the end of that name, he have the God. Of course, that's a 5% name. They use those type of names. So when they use those names, those attributes, that's a heavy load to carry when you call yourself the God. And when you call yourself the God, you just think like the God. I don't think God has punished generations for homosexual activities. He punished the people of Sodom and Gomorrah for homosexual activities.
yes, he did.
He punished people for that. Let's just be clear on this. We go to the books on this. We don't even have to debate this. We just go straight to the books and just get it on out the way.
Right. Hey, check this out, y'all. We got a couple of interesting stories that I want to get out here to the mainstream audience because a lot of black people don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. So you came to me earlier today with an interesting story about the Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot. Can you tell the people what you were telling me about Lori Lightfoot?
Based on the fact that she feels that the all-white press of Illinois, of Chicago, has too much seniority, going to be exclusive to some black press as well sometimes. And I think that's only right. She's a racist now. She basically, she like, I'm not racist.
You know, when I look at Mayor Lightfoot, man, she's a gay woman.
Yeah.
That happens to be married to a white woman.
Yeah.
How could they call her racist for not doing white press when she's married to a white woman? Now, in my eyes, Lori Lightfoot is a strong woman. And she's strong because she's a black woman who said, you know what? Don't send me Barbara Walters. Send me somebody else. Send me somebody. I see nothing wrong with that because at the end of the day, those black reporters work for the white press, right? They may have a coalition just like the senators, the congressmen have. Yeah, the black part where they got a president and we're the black press. But at the same time, these guys all work for the white media.
Right.
So what is her actual point? What I see is her actual point being is we finna give an exclusive to an up and coming. So I'm finna start calling her DJ Lightfoot because she breaking new records. You know what I'm saying? She's breaking in new reporters. She's bringing a reporter that's little known to the forefront, right? And that's when you have black reporters. Are you okay, brother? You up there coughing? You need some water? You might want to hold off on the cigarettes.
I'm gonna kill you.
Might want to hold off on the cigarettes. All right,
I'm gonna kill you. Go ahead.
Hey, well, we got a life coach here. Life coach, can you help this man stop smoking?
We definitely can work on that. I have my mama stop smoking. I stopped smoking.
Well, let me say this, brother. I'm looking at your set. Like we haven't had this set. I noticed that you switch sets every once in a while, but I like this set. I think you look good on it. I like the CW life coach behind you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So tell the people how they can reach you.
As always, they can reach me on Facebook. It's Charles Woods. At Life Coach CW on Instagram. I am on Twitter as at Life Coach CW as well. I'm on YouTube. So, like I said, it's not hard to find me nowadays. I do a video every week, and I do motivational quotes every single day. Every single day. You are a witness to this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But let me tell you this. The last video I saw of yours was a video where you were actually cleaning your car out, and somebody ran into you and said, I've been looking for you. So that was like, wow, you were looking shocked. You're like, I'm actually cleaning my car right now. Can you tell us about that? And what was that about?
That's the urban street committee that be out in the streets reporting on what's going on in the streets, seeking information, seeking updates, seeking guidance, seeking what should we do next. That's basically all about, the urban street committee. That's just out there in the streets, stomping the streets, continue trying to keep relevant, keep the people in the know, keep relevant information amongst the people, and continue to guide the people in the right direction, instead of, as Trump used to say, getting the fake news.
Right. Hey, that's one thing I like about Trump. I miss Trump, man. I
Man,
miss Trump as a content creator. Oh my God. He kept America jumping. Didn't nobody know, is we going right or is we going left?
yeah,
Soldiers move left, right. Gangsters move left, right. Donald Trump was an actual gangster. And if he run for office again, I might vote for him.
man.
And it has nothing to do with race. It just has the entertainment factor of President Trump was overwhelming. Now, crazy to done, I got a question for you. What do you think about Mayor Lori Lightfoot only accepting black media at this point?
Well, I'm gonna say this here, right? Most of the people that like Barbara Walters, what is she, like 50, 60 years old?
80.
What I'm saying is, right, those people are reaching the end of their road. So I see why she wants to try to get some new blood in and get the people familiar. Now, having them be brothers and sisters is a bonus. That's a plus. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a different look from fresh eyes. Number two, Donald Trump did a bunch of interviews with only Fox News, so this is not something that's an anomaly for them to try to tell Laura Lightfoot because she want to bring in fresh eyes. Doesn't matter if it's black, white, blue, purple. It doesn't matter. That's how I took it. You know what I'm saying? Now, most people can take that any way they want to. You hear me? But I mean, bringing in brothers and sisters and putting them on, ain't that what we supposed to be doing? Ain't that the saying, each one teach one?
We have all right to you.
Now, what she should have done was, instead of giving you these big corporations, entertainment corporations, access to it, what I would have loved to see is for her to be like, you know what? Instead of y'all, let me bring in some of these small time people that's actually doing local reporting and let them get interviews with me. You know what I'm saying? So I can help them.
But
That would have
crazy to
been
done.
so perfect.
Crazy to done. I think that's what
Yeah.
she's doing.
I'm talking about small time YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? People who actually getting out there and getting the real stories. You know what I'm saying? Instead of giving you a watered down version of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. She's not going to do an interview with YouTube. She's going to do an interview with the Chicago Tribune. But what she's going to do, she's going to bring up the lower level reporters and say, I want him. I want a lower level guy to interview me instead of a high level white person. The wheels are in motion. Like you said, you just said it. Donald Trump did majority of his interviews on Fox News with all white reporters and a couple of Uncle Tom females. I call the females Uncle Toms because they're Uncle Toms. Now, thinking of Uncle Tom female, I just saw a picture of Kanye West and Candace Owens together. Looked like they were on a date, on a lunch date. What do you think about that, Charles Woods?
It's Candace Owens and Kanye West. They share, they like minded to some extent on some issues. So I can't see that being, a couple, two that's out on a date or out at lunch, not seeing eye to eye. I think they see eye to eye on a lot of particular nights, on a lot of particular issues. Candace Owens, she has her points of views, and one thing I respect about Candace Owens, she stand on her position. She don't waver.
Can you picture Candace Owens on the next Kanye West album doing the intro? Picture that, like, do or die.
Picture that. I could actually see him. I could actually see him dating her.
Hey, he's he's getting a divorce from his wife, Kim Kardashian, and it seemed that the
Rightfully so.
reports
Rightfully so.
the reports were spinning it in that direction that they may be starting a date.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad Kanye's back with a black woman.
Rightfully so.
Even if they think Donald Trump is the best of everything, the best of both worlds. Because, you got to think about it. We used to love Donald Trump back in 2005. I'm going to say this. From 92 to 2005, Donald Trump was the shit in the black community.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know where that just came from.
Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. You okay, brother? You okay up there? You need some water?
You should need some water behind that statement there.
You stop it, my brother.
That's just outrageous what you just said. I don't care about. See, that's what's wrong with today. You let a rapper dictate a pace to you. Rapper can't dictate a pace about Donald Trump. To me, I've always, because I know his background back then. I knew about him telling his people that worked in real estate not to rent to black people. So for you to sit up there and say, yeah, Donald Trump was this back in 2000, no, he wasn't. He was a racist back then.
How could you say that when Donald Trump was on Redman's album, congratulating Redman for making the album, and look who Redman is? He's nobody.
Once again, I'm going to tell you, I don't let a rapper dictate my pay. I know that may be the trend nowadays, but no, you can't tell me, oh yeah, this is what's hot and the streets should know this is what I'm promoting. No, I don't care. It's about what I'm doing. I'm trying to survive every day.
How can you say that when he took out that ad in the paper in New York and had the Central Park 9 had the 9 black boys.
Five, my brother. 5. I gotta correct you. It was 5. It was 5.
5. I'm thinking about Mark now, but the 5 locked up. I mean, he contributed to that.
See, even after evidence came out that they didn't do it, Donald Trump still was trying to get these guys arrested and threw under the jail, right?
Right. Executed. He was trying to get them boys executed.
Well, guess what? If you're a white man as well as a black man and you see something not going right and you decide to put your money behind it, should that be your legacy?
Well, I mean, when it comes to human life, see, and this is the thing that people keep missing, that when it comes to human life, I have to value your life just as well as I got to value mine. You know what I'm saying? You already here. It's not like you just came and I wasn't prepared for you. You already here. So I have to value you. So if there is evidence that says to me, like, man, Joe, how you thinking really ain't what it is, I got to go with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Just as well as they kept saying OJ killed Nicole Smith, he's not guilty. And they didn't accept it. They didn't accept that. They had already made their minds up. I've made my mind up about this situation.
So you telling me,
piece of shit.
So you telling me that OJ Simpson did not beat the shit out of Ron Goldman, stabbed the shit out of his ass, and told his wife, "You the only witness that I got to get rid of," and stab the fuck out of her? You really think OJ didn't do it?
I'm going to tell you this here, right? Just like anywhere else in the world, prove it. They already went to court about it. They said he didn't do it.
The American Jews.
You can say what you want to say, and 1,000, 100 million other people could say it right along with you. But does that make that true? Your opinion is what it is, an opinion. You can't sit up here and say, well, this is absolute. Show me something.
Well, let me show you this. I'm going to show you this about OJ. OJ went on a high-speed chase with his homeboy.
Yep.
OJ sent the world up with what he did. And I'm going to say OJ did it. I'm going to say OJ did it because OJ taked it. OJ taked it blood. OJ wanted to catch them together. OJ wanted
You wrong.
to make something out of nothing.
Brother. You definitely wrong.
Can I say this here, right? Let's say that the police and Booski, you know for a fact, right, that it didn't happen before. That they was looking for people. You think that they're not gonna run? Don't nobody want to spend however long trying to prove their innocence in a cage.
Well, first off, you're wrong, my brother. You're wrong, my brother, because Booski is your friend. Low is your interviewer.
Right. Well, then,
Low is your antagonizer.
Tell you this here, Low. Ain't no way that I'm finna just be like, okay, here, take me in for this murder case. And then I'm already, see, when you put a person in prison, you already say you're guilty. Now prove yourself innocent.
What can you do?
The other way around.
What can you do when the evidence points at you?
When the evidence proved that he was not guilty.
No. Let me tell you this.
It don't fit, you must have quit. It didn't fit, you must have quit.
Thank you. The evidence proved he wasn't guilty, but people still won't accept it.
Well, the last time I heard, if it don't.
So the question should be posed to you, not me. Because you believe he's guilty.
All right, hold on, Crazy. Let me say this. The last time I heard that if it don't fit, you must have quit was when my rubber fell off in a female and she got pregnant. And I said, you must have quit. Right? You must have quit because the glove didn't fit. So, hey, look, that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to find out from you guys is just something. And all it is what do black men think? Charles Woods, what do black men think?
About what?
About being stepchilds in America.
I want to say with the stepchild in America, with the way.
Let me say this, because I say that because the way I'm living, and I don't get paid from YouTube. Let me explain to you that. I'm a black man in a Beamer. I'm a black man with a house. I'm a black man with a decent job. And I'm also a black man that's talented enough to start a media company. So how am I a stepchild, Charles Woods?
You are a stepchild based on the fact of how America has done the black man over here. That we was given projects, the urban communities with no jobs in them. They took all the jobs and put them overseas. They flooded all our communities with drugs and guns. We became stepchildren like that.
I can't believe that, Charles Woods.
You wasn't afforded. We wasn't afforded a lot of great opportunities. In fact, these communities are still right now ravaged and savage right now at this moment.
But I can't believe that, Charles Woods, because I'm doing good.
Okay.
So what about the brother that's doing bad?
Let's just be clear once again. We always got to be clear. It's always been people. It's always be people that does good. We always gonna have some few niggas we can look at and say, hey, he doing good over there. We gonna always have us a Michael Jordan. We gonna always have a LeBron James. We gonna always have they gonna always give us one. We gonna always have a black successful drug dealer. We gonna always have that and say, hey, you can make it. This is possible. But we know that is not true. That is not accurate.
Well, speaking of Michael Jordan, he just accepted Kobe Bryant's award for being in the Basketball Hall of Fame. I do believe, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about a guy like Michael Jordan? Put money into private prisons. Never speak on any black issue. Is he the white man's stepchild or is he the white man's real child?
He the stepchild as well. He always been the stepchild. He do what they tell him to do. You don't make too much noise. You stay over in your corner. You mind your business. We gonna give you what we gonna give you. He won the low. I mean, let's be clear. He's one of the lowest paid basketball players when he was playing. He wasn't making a lot of money. So
Well, that's because it's Chicago. Chicago don't pay nobody.
Man, I'm talking about the stepchild syndrome. That's just the fact. As I said, you're gonna get the crumbs. We're not gonna treat you like we treat our children. So you're gonna get the crumbs, even though you're the best. We're gonna still treat you like you're not. We're gonna still treat you less than what you are or what you are.
And I got a feeling that when they say they're gonna give you the crumbs, that they give like a person like Michael Jordan the crumbs. Guess what he do? He makes a meal of the crumbs. That's a black man standing up, taking chitlins and turning it into a meal. Like we've seen this before.
No, sir. The only person that you probably get that title to is LeBron. LeBron come from Akron, from the ghetto. Michael Jordan come from no freaking ghetto. Michael Jordan didn't start off with crumbs. LeBron James actually started with crumbs. Mama was a crackhead. He started in the ghettos of Akron, Ohio. So you might want to get that title. You might want to say that about LeBron, but definitely not Michael Jordan.
What you got to say, Crazy?
I'm gonna say this here, right? Charles Will's portrayal of the black person in America being a stepchild is absolutely accurate. If you go back and look at through history, right, with Jim Crow, slavery, and mass incarceration, everything that went on concerning the black man, he's a stepchild. I remember a time me standing in the church's line for those government boxes with the block cheese and everything. You know what I'm saying? We always got the less of everything. This is what a stepchild is. You don't get the full benefits. We'll never get the full benefits of this country unless we turn to the same tactics that put them in power. So, I mean, I think that's a great analogy that he used. And far as Michael Jordan, he's definitely right about that. Michael Jordan didn't grow up in ghettos. He was actually in the suburbs, wasn't he?
Yes.
Trials and tribulations be the thing, but that's why we are who we are. We can survive anything.
We have always risen above our conditions. Let's also be clear on that. We're doing it right now with the media right now. You have your own YouTube channel, you into media, me into being a life coach. We doing these things right. We know how to change the narrative. And that's why every time a black man builds something up, like all our fashion lines from FUBU to Sean John to right
we
now,
sell out. We sell out just like Jay-Z did with Tidal.
Exactly.
Jay-Z sold out when he sold Tidal, right?
Exactly. But my point is we still rise up. We still rise up and make it happen. The slave master churches come in and say, let us get that, man. Let us get that. We want that too. You're supposed to have that. We need that. When you're talking about black folks playing with $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion, and you're dealing with a person like Mark Zuckerberg that's worth 400 billion. You're dealing with somebody like the owner of
Bill
Gates.
Bill Gates.
These people dealing with hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. The person Bernard Arnault, who Jay-Z sold the Duce and the Ace of Spades to, who he sold that to, it's worth what? 50 billion, 60 billion, almost $100 billion man. You got all the money in the world. What you need the black man to say for the Ace of Spades? But that's for them to just take it from us and have it. They gotta take possession of that and control it.
All right, well, let me say this. I'm gonna get back to the story. We got a guy named Ronald Greene from Louisiana. Now, Ronald Greene was killed on May 10th, 2019. He arrived at the hospital already dead, handcuffed to the gurney. The cops told the hospital employees that he died in a car crash, but when the doctor examined him, he found taser prongs in his back. He also noted that the man was covered in blood. The doctor wrote in his notes that this does not add up. The family sued for wrongful death, and the cops had to admit that something else must have happened. Now, in fact, they came up with a new report because the family sued that police came up with a new report saying that he resisted arrest and became unresponsive on the way to the hospital. They refused to release the body cam footage. It took over 400 days for the state police to even open up an investigation. The family released photos of his body just like the Emmett Till family did. The cop that was part of it was fired. They didn't release the reason why he was fired, but the cop that was a part of it was fired. And hours after that, he was in a car accident and he killed himself. He died in a one-person car accident. What do you guys got to say about something like that?
When you're dealing with the world of politics, they got this thing called falling on the sword, where you take the brunt of the situation to keep the multitude at bay so the few can continue this masquerade of being the good guy. America is very good at being a moral judge of things, but they have the worst sin amongst any other nation. With Ronald Greensfield, they released that footage, and you can see them dragging this man. See, and that's why they keep coming up with laws trying to ban video footage. They don't want the world to see who they really are. All of this masquerading, they want to continue with. They don't want to give up the right to hurt people. They don't want to give that right up. And it's not going to change until we decide as the people to change it.
This is a crazy situation because of the simple fact that if this video footage wasn't released, people would not know that this man was actually attacked by the police. He was actually attacked brutally by the police. In fact, the doctor is the one that found the taser prongs in his back and said something else is going on. He also wrote in his notes, "This don't add up." We got a body coming into the hospital and the police telling the doctor, "Hey man, this was a car accident. He crashed his vehicle and he died on the way to the hospital." What actually happened was this guy was beat to death. We had a police officer on body cam footage saying, "I hope he ain't got AIDS." Is that stepson or stepchild syndrome?
At his finest, man. That's what the stepchild get. He get beat down, man. He get beat down. He get punished. He get treated. He just get treated just bad, man, for no just cause. You know, just because he just he just not liked by the slave master children. We just dislike him. But they can't even give you no legitimate reason why they dislike the stepchild. The stepchild actually worked for free for 400 years.
You're absolutely right, Charles. This country is built on the backs of black people. They didn't help to build this country. They actually built it brick by brick. Anything that could be made money off of, even with YouTube, how many times you've seen somebody create something on YouTube for a Caucasian person to take the glory from and not give any recognition back to the actual person that created it. It's just savagery that these people have that keeps them in this mentality of, I have to keep my foot on these people's necks. And what they fear is that if we do rise up, we're going to do to them what they have done to us. They can't fathom the understanding of, we actually being chosen by a creator to go through these things, experience these things, but still never harbor ill will towards the next human family.
And that behooves me because nowhere in history through all the ill treatment they have done to the stepchild, history still points to the fact the stepchild has never done his step-parents wrong. Haven't, period. Martin Luther King still rose up, with his power, still rose up. Malcolm still rose up, man. We still gonna keep it moving. We still always So somehow we are the most forgivenest people on this earth. That is our nature. I'm on federal supervised release right now. I have
Me
6
too.
years federal supervised release. Now, after a year, you could challenge the courts to get off supervised release after a year. I've been out of jail I've been out of the federal prison system since 2019. I've been out. I didn't work my job. I have never missed a day of work. I have never been late. I just started my own personal body care business. I have my own life coaching business. I do everything I'm supposed to do. I never dropped a dirty. Rob Bogovich, who went to federal prison for trying to sell Obama's Senate seat, who was the corrupt governor of Illinois, gets out of federal prison a year and some months after me, and they let him right off of federal supervised release. He off. But they tell the black man, they tell the stepchild, no, you got to stay on. You got to stay on your supervised release. We can't let you off. It don't matter. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. You a stepchild. You stay in your place.
And you know what's crazy about that is I got 10 years supervised release, right? And I've been out for a minute, always had a job and staying out of trouble. And I just recently asked my PO that same question of when I could get to petition the courts to let me off supervised release. He says, he was telling me like, well, you've done this much time on federal paper. You have 7 more years left. He's like, it wouldn't go well for you if you was to put in for, well, why are you so quick to try to shoot that down? What would be the point in keeping this person on probation, keeping him away from his family?
Keep the
What
foot
would
on
be
your
the point?
neck. Keep the foot on your neck. You got to let them know when you're traveling. You got to let you know when you're going here, what you're doing. They want to stay in your business. They want to stay in your life. They want to keep you in the tank. They hope you mess up. They hope you do something wrong. So why they can send you back to that federal penitentiary and get that $38,000 for you in the BOP or prison.
Charles Woods, you bring up a great point because it brings us to another story. Charlemagne the God got into an incident with a brother called Kwame Brown, right? Now, Charlemagne the God got on the internet on his show, The Breakfast Club. He told his story because they're supposed to be from the same town. Kwame Brown got into it with Matt Barnes and somebody else on a podcast called All the Smoke because they were bringing smoke to him. But when he brought smoke to them, Charlemagne the God thought that it would be a good thing for him to stand up for those guys. But he made it seem like he was actually standing up for Kwame Brown. Now, what happened was he got on the internet and he said that Kwame Brown's family was a family of murderers. He actually said, like, I think his dad killed his girlfriend, buried her up under some shit. Nobody was ever to find his girlfriend, but his dad went to jail for murder. You know what I'm saying? He was actually saying, like, leave Kwame alone because Kwame could snap. You know what I'm saying? Kwame Brown went right to the internet as a woke brother, and he said, you know what? Fuck Charlemagne the God. What happened to your rape case? You know what I'm saying? Because Charlemagne the God was trying to bring up other situations to put on this brother. Now, this brother's been out the league for 20 years. He hasn't said nothing to nobody. They all brought his name up. And when he snapped back, that's when everybody was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Even Charlemagne, he snapped so hard on Charlemagne the God, it's been reported that Charlemagne the God put a cease and desist suit on his man. See, that's the type of shit I don't like. If you can sit back and make a career off of talking about other people, but when somebody talks about you, you go to the white man. That's why Kwame Brown was right. He went to his white daddy and got the charges swept under the rug because that man should not be on the radio if it was up to me. He's a self-proclaimed serial cheater that goes around saying, black men don't cheat. Black boys cheat, but black men don't cheat. You know what I'm saying? When you said in your book that you were a serial cheater on your wife.
I'm going to say this, sir, right? Why would you need to bring that man if you haven't a discussion. Why would you need to bring this man's family's business into an arena when it's just you and him? It's just like how when we used to fight back in the day, it didn't pertain to anything in Pacific. It was just a situation where we had to do this. Now, later on down the line, if other people got involved, that was their situation, but our situation would be between us. And I can't respect that from Charlemagne. What I'm gonna say is that people get accused of things all the time. You have to prove that.
Charlemagne actually talked about this situation
Did he
on the
admit to
air.
it? Did he admit to it?
According to Kwame Brown, he had said in the past that he would slip somebody's Spanish flag. And I believe that
Oh yeah, that's
Charlemagne,
what it is. That's
I
what it
believe that
is. Then.
Charlemagne would say something like that because the way he played with DJ Envy is very weird. He sent DJ Envy a cast of his ass. Now, if he would have sent that same cast to Angela Yee, I do believe that Charlemagne the God would not be on the air because regular people wouldn't like that.
I don't think that's something that you should do as a man is play butt games with people.
Well, I
And
call it
that
butt
really
butts.
is that's really a homosexual innuendo.
That's a homosexual platform. DJ Envy was just on the Breakfast Club the other day in a hotel robe, looking like he wanted somebody to slide something up in his behind.
Oh
Who gets on national TV,
oh my goodness.
even though you might say, well, it's just YouTube, it's still national. Who gets
Yes.
on national TV wearing a robe and talking about what you got in your mouth?
Yeah, that right there sealed the fate for them.
Yeah, I think the Breakfast Club is over because Angela Yee is not black. Charlemagne the God is not black. I mean, Charlemagne used to be black, but he started bleaching his skin. So he's not black.
Once again,
And
What
DJ
what
Envy is not black.
what is the point in doing it? What do you get from that? That's self hatred to me, if you ask me.
definitely.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
of course
understand.
it's self-hatred. Of course it's self-hatred. You know what I'm saying? Them guys help themselves. You know, the thing about Charlemagne the God, Steve Harvey was on the show a couple of weeks ago. They didn't give him Donkey of the Day, but they was bringing up things as far as Steve Harvey came out and said he cannot be friends with women. And Charlemagne the God, self-proclaimed serial cheater, actually said that I got a lot of women friends. I had women sleep over my house by themselves, and I didn't try nothing. Hey, look. See, what the Breakfast Club is doing is pandering. They're pandering to women. It's a show that's not black at all. It's ran by whites, and majority of the staff is not black. Angela Yee is mixed. DJ Envy is something else. I think he's Puerto Rican or something.
Puerto Rican.
They, you know what I'm saying? So Charlemagne's the only black man, but all they talk about is black news. We got Chrissy Teigen right now being dropped from all of her sponsors for bullying a young white girl when she was like 16 years old. That story is not on the Breakfast Club, but anything black is on the Breakfast Club, and it's not a black company. The people that work there are not black. They just got one black face, and the behind the scenes people are not black. DJ Dramos and all the rest of them people are not black. So what gives them the authority to focus in on blacks? But they won't talk about white celebrities. They won't talk about white celebrities. They only talk about black celebrities. What's that, Charles Wood? Stepchild syndrome?
Man, that's what we've been talking about all night. I mean, and it's just crazy that all these topics are fitting the stepchild,
I
syndrome.
remember when I was younger, I heard this story about when Caucasian people went over to China and they were telling them about black people and gave them all the stereotypes of black people. That is all the Breakfast Club really does is perpetuate these stereotypes. Their opinions are not needed because it's dealing with someone else's community. And you getting paid to help perpetuate this stereotype about black men? Let's stop, man. We
Well, you
know
see,
the only way up out of this whole situation is to unify with each other. So none of us will take the step to even try to unify.
let me say this. It's a guy named Kevin Samuels. And to me, Kevin Samuels is a guy that's telling black men to be all you can be. He's telling black men, you don't need a woman to be whole. You need to get yourself in order, get your finances right, get your life right. Now, this guy dresses up in suits and ties. A couple weeks ago, the Breakfast Club aired Kevin Samuels out. For what reason? I don't know. But they got a guy like Dr. Umar Johnson has been on the show 5 times trying to open a school. All he asks for is donations. He don't got no plan after that. He just say, well, I just need $1.5 million. That's all we need. Now, the other day, Dr. Umar Johnson was at the casino trying to win $1.5 million. Do you think that money came out of his pocket or was that the donations? And the Breakfast Club is helping them out. It's aiding and assisting this man with committing fraud because they keep bringing him on the show to say, give me a donation. And one thing I don't like about Umar is he'll say, all right, well, you sent 10. You should have sent 20. You know what I'm saying? And down the people that's sending him donations. What type of man does that?
A con artist.
I think he's a con artist. In a Breakfast Club, by them having him on the show 5 times, because it's black men that actually open schools. Now he don't have a plan. All he have is just send money. You know what I'm saying? Like brother, if you really wanted to open a school, you can come to my house, use my basement. You can have 10 students in the school and teach them, right? Everybody's homeschooling right now anyway. So it just don't add up. Now, that's what I think of the Breakfast Club. I think they want to put a negative portrayal of black people on the show just because they want Dr. Umar to be a scam artist.
Exactly. And they could and the people behind the scenes, as you said, controlling the narrative and using people like Charlemagne the God as the scapegoats to begin to paint these narratives, to spring forth. So when they do indict Dr. Umar, when they do get him on fraud and things of nature, it's because of the Breakfast Club. It's because the Breakfast Club began to present that platform. They allowed that to manifest. They brought that to light. They brought him on constantly putting all these things on record, getting listeners to listen in, getting the federal agents to listen in to see what he's saying and tracking them now, being on them now. This is behind the scenes people. But speaking on the stepchild syndrome, you know they passed the Anti-Asian American Act law, but yet they haven't passed the George Floyd bill for the black people yet. They passed the Anti-Asian bill with flying colors immediately. Went through the House, the Congress, the Senate, and Biden signed the bill.
But see, that's the reason why I would rather have Donald Trump in office than this career politician that we have now. Because Donald Trump's not a career politician, regardless of what you say. If you want to keep black folks over here, you want to keep white folks over here, that's cool with me because I'm from Chicago. Well, we got white neighborhoods and black neighborhoods. Y'all keep them over there. Keep us over here. And the thing I like most about Donald Trump was he got more racists fired on his watch than Obama. Just by giving them the guts to speak how they really feel, he got more racists fired than President Obama. Mr. Let's hold hands together. What you think about Obama's presidency, CW?
President Obama, I'm sticking to my guns. President Obama, he was just a black president. I think that's what black people get caught. Black people in general.
Is he Charlemagne the God?
In what manner?
What you mean? What we just said about Charlemagne the God? Is President Obama, was he that?
He definitely was. He might be worse than Charlemagne the God.
Exactly, because he bailed out the banks.
Yeah, he bailed
when he
out
should have bailed out the people. He should have said, you know what? It's time for some smaller banks. Just like Lori Lightfoot. She's tougher than Obama. She said, you know what? I don't want to deal with Bank of America. I want to deal with the credit union.
Right. Right. Obama, I mean, I keep it real, man. I like the Trump. And the reason I like the Trump because, yeah, we know Trump a racist. Okay, what we do? Everybody up there in that majority of the people. I can't say everybody. Majority of the people up there in D.C. that have those powerful positions are racist. You could track them back to some type of racist ways or some racist statement or something they have done contributed to racism. Like Trump said himself. We gonna have to go and drain the swamp. We gonna have to come in there. You can't just talk about me. You want to come in here and get everybody up out of here. We gonna just base this thing on racism and who like and dislike black people.
Yeah, I do believe that Bill Clinton was responsible for Larry Hoover being in the ADM Supermax. I do believe that. You know what I'm saying? And Larry Hoover is a man that's locked up that should have been out. Should have been out. He should have been out probably 25 years ago for the crime that he was accused of doing.
Been out.
He should have been out.
He should
I know guys that's been arrested for murder in the 90s that's out right now today.
And we know guys that's been federally indicted for drug crimes Larry Hoover never sold no drugs in his life. He ain't sold no drugs. He ain't know nothing about no crack or none of that type of stuff. He ain't did none of that type of stuff.
That's all from the Clintons.
All from the Clinton era. All from Biden.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When black folks say we got to settle, y'all want to settle for politicians. Yeah. That don't make sense to me. Why would we settle for a politician when we don't want to settle for a regular black man working a 9 to 5? We don't want to settle for that. But we'll settle for the good guy, you know, like you said, the Asian bill was signed with no opposition. The black bill is still in the wing. Police accountability is still not there. But he did it with the Asians. No, I don't like Joe Biden. Yeah, you ain't black. Yeah, you don't vote for me.
Charlemagne the God.
Charlemagne the bitch. What did Charlemagne the bitch say? Nothing. Because he has a political agenda. That's the thing about the Breakfast Club. They have political agendas for the black community, which nobody's black except for Charlemagne. DJ Envy always have to say, yeah, I'm black. I'm black. I'm black. I'm really black. Why would you have to say that if you're black? You know what I'm saying? Why would you have to say that? Now, this man got on Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, in my eyes, like I said earlier, is the leader of a new revolution. And that's where all this shit came from. It didn't come from Kwame Brown. It came from dissing Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels said nothing. Then it went from dissing Kevin Samuels to dissing Kwame Brown. And Kwame Brown got on their ass, and Charlemagne had to call in his white daddy, his lawyer. Send a cease and desist. Don't talk about me. I can talk about you, but don't talk about me. You know what I'm saying? He actually tried to tie in the crimes of this man's family with this man that's been quiet for 20 years. Didn't even bring you up. You brought him up and brought up his daddy and his brother. He said, the brother you talking about, I don't even know. Because we from South Carolina. My daddy was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? My daddy had families. I don't even know them brothers. What you talking about? But at the same time, they control black media. Why is that, Charles Wood?
They control black media because slave master children gave them control over that. They pick who they want. They pick and choose who they want to control things. They pick and choose who they pick and choose leaders. Y'all gonna put what we want out there. When we want something said, how we want it said, y'all gonna do that for us.
Wow. Wow. I didn't think of it like that. Crazy, the Don. Do you have a closing argument?
My closing argument is I actually like Dr. Dr. Umar Johnson and Kevin Samuels. Now, for Charlemagne to perpetuate their situation and try to bag one against the other, you're splitting the community. Because you got some people, including women and men, that like Dr. Umar Johnson because of the knowledge that he speaks.
He does
He
speak
reminds
knowledge.
me. He reminds me of. Now I told you I like him, but he reminds me of an old school preacher when they say, "Hey, who got $1,000 donation for the church? Who got 500? Oh, you got 10? Shame on you, but bring the 10." He reminds me of that type of person. Kevin Samuels, okay, you get a feel that he's belittling a woman, but really he's trying to open her eyes. Look, this is the situation. Everybody's not gonna be blessed with certain things. Open your eyes to it. Uh, the Mr. Greene case. I hope that family takes that whole state for everything it's worth. I hope they have to pay $100 million, $200 million.
Ah,
I'm sorry about the loss of your loved one. We gonna continuously ask the Creator to bless y'all. It was great once again being on this panel with you brothers. See y'all next week.
peace, my brothers.
Peace and love. Peace and love.